Hey boys and girls, okay, we're going to be combining our writing, language, and science all together in this one video today. So let's get started because it might be a little long video, but pause it whenever you need to just to kind of help you for different parts of it, okay? Okay, so we learned about all 8 of our planets. And I'm not going to teach you about that dwarf Pluto planet, that dwarf planet Pluto today, because I don't want that to be considered a planet because it's not in what we're doing. It's actually a dwarf planet. So I'm going to teach you that on tomorrow, on Friday, just as some extra information for you to have about other space objects that we have in our solar system, because it's very interesting. But to start us out, I want to go over the order of our planets with you guys, because you are going to get, I'm going to give those little fact cards again about all 8 planets to help you with your writing, to help you Miss Betty can't talk tonight. Oh my goodness. I'm getting tongue-tied. To help you remember some of the facts that we learned about these planets to go with our writing and craft project. But I'm going to give you another page today dealing with the order of our planets. So we know the order from the sun and remember the order that the planets go. So Miss Bowden calls this like a mnemonic device. You take all of the planets, or you take something that you know, and you, instead of having to memorize those names of it, you think of like a funny saying to help you memorize the order of it. So here's how it goes. First off, let's review the order of our planets, okay? And then I'm going to show you how it goes. So the first planet from the sun, the closest to the sun, is Mercury. Very good. The second planet is Venus. Our third planet is Earth. Our fourth planet is Mars. Fifth planet, Jupiter. Sixth planet, Saturn. Seventh planet, Uranus. Eighth planet, Neptune. Very good. So we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Let's get that 4 going. 4. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay. So here's what Miss Bowden just did. Miss Bowden just wrote all of the names down of the planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. What do you notice that I did? Yeah, I've got the beginning of every planet capitalized and in a different marker. Okay, so what we do for this mnemonic device is we take the order of our planets. We take the very first letter of each planet, the M, the V, the E, the M, the J, the S, the U, and the N. Sun? What? That doesn't even make sense, Miss Bowden. Goodness gracious, I'm going crazy tonight. No, I'm not going crazy. This is what we do. So in order to help us remember, because sometimes we get confused, Mercury and Mars, because they start with the same thing, or we sometimes forget the name of them, we use funny little sayings using the first letter of these words to think of a saying. So for example, Miss Bowden, when I was growing up and when Pluto was still a planet, this was the funny saying I learned to help me memorize the order of the planets. My very eager mother just served us 9 pancakes. What does that have to do with the planets, Miss Bowden? Your mama serving you 9 pancakes. What does that have to do with the planets? Well, it has nothing to do with the planets. It has everything to do with helping me memorize the order of the planets. So when I get lost, I'm like, the fourth planet, my very eager mother. My Mercury, very Venus, eager Earth, mother, Mars. So it kind of helps you memorize the order of them. So you can think of your own, or Miss Bowden kind of came up with a funny, silly one for you. And we'll go through it together, okay? So we're going to start it out together. So our first planet is Mercury, and I'm going to keep that as the word my, because it starts with the M. My, so we would say my, and my would represent Mercury, the first planet. Our next letter is V, and the only really word I know with a V that really makes sense in a silly sentence is the same one Miss Bowden said, was very. My very. You can use the same E as Miss Bowden, but sometimes people are like, what's eager? So I changed that E to the word excited. My very excited. So my very excited. M, my Mercury, very V, Venus, excited E, Earth. My very excited. What could we say for M? My very excited what? My very excited mother, mom. My very excited mom or mother. Yeah, same thing as Miss Bowden. Mercury, very, Venus, excited, E, mother, M, Mars. My very excited mom. What could we do for J? What is your my very excited mom? What would be a word for J that would come next to make sense? My very excited mom. Just, you can use the same one as Miss Bowden, just, yeah. Just means Jupiter. My very excited mom just what? For an S. Just did what with an S? Swam. You could use swam. I use the word served. Served. My very excited mom just served. Well, what did she just serve? Or who did she just serve? The you. Ooh, use a hard word. How about the word us? My very excited mom just served us. What did she just serve us? That starts with the letter N. Noodles! My very excited mom just served us noodles. M for Mercury, V for Venus, E for Earth, M for Mars, J for Jupiter, S for Saturn, U for Uranus, N for Neptune. It helps you remember the order of the planets. So you can kind of keep that when you're filling out that worksheet. Think of that saying and write it down. My very excited mom just served us noodles. Or you can come up with your own. My very... my goodness, we're going to have to think of a new one. Let's see. Actually, if you think of a new one, let me know. Maybe it might be a funnier one. My very excited mom just swam under noodles. I don't know. Doesn't make sense, but at least it'll be something to help you memorize them. Okay? So, you're going to order the planets. Think of a new, fun, cool little activity if you want to help you memorize those planets. That's called a mnemonic device. And then when you're finished with that, we're going to do our writing, okay? So here's what we're going to do for our writing. Okay. I want you to think of all the 8 planets that we learned of. And I want you to think of your favorite planet that you learned about. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Any one of those. Which one was your absolute favorite? Which one did you enjoy learning about the most? Okay? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that planet and we're going to take the facts that we learned, because why you were so excited learning about that planet is because of the facts you learned about it, because the facts were really interesting. So think of your planets. Miss Bowden's got her planet because I already wrote my story. My planet I wrote about was Jupiter. Okay. So now I need to think about everything I learned about Jupiter, all those true facts about Jupiter. I know Jupiter's got a ton of moons. It's got over 70 moons. Jupiter takes about 12 years to go around Earth. It's about 11 hours in a day. It's the biggest planet. It can fit all the other planets inside of it. It's a gas giant. It's right outside the asteroid belt. It's the 5th planet from the sun. It's got that big red spot on it, which is a storm, a really bad storm. It has rings around it, but you can't really see them. You can see Jupiter in the night sky. Jupiter was named after a Greek god. I'd have to go back and watch the video to remember what Greek god it was named after. But that's just so many different facts, okay? So here's what we can do. We're gonna write a story now about our favorite planets, okay? So in our writing, if you need to, you can start out with brainstorming your ideas by doing a big circle map. You can put your planet name in the middle. Your favorite planet goes in the middle. And then I want you to list at least 3 or 4 facts about that planet. I'm going to label 4 of them around it. So just jot down 4 ideas, 4 facts you learned about your planet, okay? Pause the video so you can get this done. Think about it, okay? If you don't know, go back on the cards that Miss Bowden gave and go back and restudy some information or watch one of those videos I posted. They're all there, okay? Okay. Now, you don't have to do this all in one day. You can do this today and you can finish it tomorrow. I'd really like it if you do finish it to share it at our Zoom meeting on Friday, okay? I would love to hear your stories. Okay, so when you're finished brainstorming, you are now going to be ready to write your story. Remember, when we write stories, we're always going to start with an opening sentence. So we need to have a good, strong opening sentence. Let's see, Miss Bowden's going to write it. We need an opening sentence. We need to let our readers know what we are writing about. An opening sentence. I wrote 2 stories as examples of the different information I know. But guess what? Both of my opening sentences are the exact same. I tell my reader what my favorite planet is. My favorite planet in the solar system is Jupiter. For the rest. My favorite planet in the solar system is Jupiter. So yours, if it's not Jupiter, would be my favorite planet in the solar system is blank. If you have a better opening sentence, write it. These are just ideas for you. Remember, you can do any opening sentence. Let me tell you about my favorite planet, Saturn. Neptune is the coolest planet around. I loved learning about Mars. It is my favorite planet. All ideas for your opening sentence. Pause the video and write your opening sentence, okay? Okay. Your next 3 or 4 sentences are going to be the facts that you wrote on your map. So, each fact is going to be a new sentence. Now, if it's a little fact, maybe combine it with a little bit more information to give a little bit more detail, okay? So all of this is true information. You're not going to like the planet just because it's pretty. No, that's not a fact. That's an opinion. An opinion is something how you feel. A fact is a true statement. So Miss Bowden's going to read you one of her stories about her facts. My favorite planet in the solar system is Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the sun and is the largest. Did you know Jupiter has over 70 moons? A year on Jupiter lasts almost 12 Earth years. Jupiter has a big red spot on it that is really a huge storm. Okay. These were my fact sentences that I wrote. Notice the adjectives I used. Red, big, huge, largest. And you know what else I did? I asked a question in the middle, but with information in it. Did you know Jupiter has over 70 moons? You can do that as well, like we used to in class. It makes your writing interesting because you're talking to your reader. Here's my other story to give you another example. My favorite planet in the solar system is Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the sun. Did you know Jupiter is the largest planet? So this time I asked it instead of telling them, which is the same thing as I'm still giving them information. You could fit all of the other planets inside of Jupiter. That is really big. Jupiter is also known as a gas giant because it is very large and made of gas. So I gave lots of those facts in sentences, and then when I asked the question, I definitely put the question mark there. So I might have given more than 4 facts. You can give as many facts as you want to for your writing. The more facts, the better, because that means you loved it even more. So, an opening sentence. Then we need at least minimum 3 to 4 facts that you learned. Use your adjectives to really help describe the size, the color, the activity, the temperature, what goes on that planet, okay? Numbers are adjectives because they're describing an amount. Yeah, okay. Then when you're finished all of that, you have your closing sentence. I loved learning about Jupiter. Do you have a favorite planet? I loved learning all about Jupiter. Which planet is your favorite? Those were 2 great ending sentences. You could say again, these are facts. Why Jupiter is my favorite planet. Use whatever planet you have. So total, that's going to be your closing sentence. So at a minimum, you'll have 5 sentences. Should I think you write a little bit more than 5 sentences? Unless your sentences are long and juicy with those adjectives, then that's good. I think you should write maybe about 6 or 7 sentences. Try it out. Get your reader involved in it. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. So pause the video whenever you need to. Break up your writing between today and tomorrow if you want. Write it today, tomorrow, look over it and edit it to make sure that your sentences make sense. Make sure you didn't skip a word. Make sure you capitalize your proper nouns, like the name of the planet. Make sure that you end every sentence with the correct stop sign. If you're asking a question, what do you need at the end? A question mark. If you're telling me something, you need a period. Every sentence starts with a capital letter. Yeah, make sure that you have neat handwriting and you have finger spaces and that your sentences really make sense and that you're teaching somebody facts about your favorite planet, okay? I hope you guys enjoy this writing and I hope you finish in time to share for our Zoom meeting on Friday. I'll be back with our math video and our art video. This one's just running a little long, so I'll explain the art project in either another post, probably another post just to show you guys examples, okay? Okay, take care.